Hey tea heads, this is Don from Mayleaf. Look what's just arrived. We have a tong of PuErh tea here. This is a new PuErh tea cake. It arrived into the warehouse about 5 or 6 days ago, so I've let it, sit for a few days for it to acclimatize a little bit, but I can't resist anymore. It's time to dive in. So I'm going to unbox, unveil, and taste this PuErh tea for you right now. This is a new Sheng PuErh tea from April 2022, so it's a spring 2022 tea, and I'm very, very excited to unveil it. And it just arrived just in time for our sales. If you don't know and you're watching at the time of release, then we are offering our festive sales. We've got our 11/11 sale currently running. Again, if you're watching at the time of release, if you're not, then it's not on, but you can still head over to mayleaf.com and check out this tea here. So I'm very, 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 very excited always to open a tong. And I thought I would share this exciting moment with everybody out there. Let me make sure I don't make a giant mess. Right, here we go. First time I'm seeing this one. Here we go. This is our Love-Struck Rascal. You can see the cover by Celine. We've got a Japanese squirrel who's in a sort of, we imagine like a forest lodge made out of bamboo. You can see the green bamboo here. And it's got this sort of countryside feel. And this little Love-Struck Rascal is in love with this steamed buns here. For those of you who know dim sum, you may have seen these before. They're like filled with lotus seed paste, sweet lotus seed paste, and it's a steamed bun, usually steamed in bamboo baskets. You can take a look here. It's probably going to be a bit better in terms of a close-up. So the Japanese squirrel, the Love-Struck Rascal. A really, really cool cover. Really, really like it. And hopefully some of the flavor notes that we're trying to sort of, that we've tried to pick out in this artwork are gonna also persist in the actual taste after it has been pressed into a cake, because as always, we select these teas when they're loose, and there's always quite a palpable shift in the character of a tea as it is pressed into a cake. But we've become pretty well versed in, understanding what those changes tend to be. So hopefully our cover is not too far off. So I'll put this to the side here. So let's quickly scope. This is April 2022. This is the cultivar, the Daejong variety, the big leaf Assamica variety. The origin, this is from Bangdong village, which is in Mengku area of Linsang in Yunnan province. Tea tree age, this is Gushu. This is around 200 plus, 200 to 300 year old tea trees estimated. Picking on this, a button up to 3 leaves, going through the classic raw PuErh, Sheng PuErh processing, which means it's picked, it's withered, it's fired, it's rolled, and then it's sun dried. All of those steps sound very simple, but they take a lot of skill. And then it was pressed into cakes for us, and the elevation's around 1,700 meters, I think, something like that. So as always with Yunnan, high elevation teas. A lot of the reason for that is because it's very warm in Yunnan. It's much warmer than in other tea growing areas of China, especially up towards the north. And so you need higher elevations in order to have more cool temperate weather for producing really good tea. I haven't looked at the tea cake yet, but I can smell the tea cake, an amazing smell. Okay, we're gonna look at it together. Ready? Here we go. Ooh, the Love-Struck Rascal. Noticeably, the leaves look quite aged already. They look darker. They've got plum notes. They've got sort of taupe greys. They've got the furry buds here. A nice but darker palette of colors. We've got some sort of burgundies and taupe browns. We've got the silver buds, a little bit of sort of just peeking through little bits of greens and sort of mustard yellows. Lovely looking cake. Very, lots going on here. I mean, it's got a very textured look to it. Right, let's break into it. Bandong village, Mengku. Mengku being an area that generally I have a lot of love for, tends to produce teas that are smooth yet potent. And hopefully this Rascal has got a bit of potency. We shall see. Right, we'll put this away so it doesn't get wet. And I've got just a classic, my classic Blue Guy one. Just felt like brewing in the classic today. So hot water goes in. And I want around 8 grams or so. I think I'm just under here. Yeah, maybe about 8 grams. We'll do the test. We'll see how close we are. I've been doing really well recently. I don't want to jinx it, but let's see. Ooh, 8.2. All right. Not too shabby. Okay. Put that to the side. You know what? I'm gonna take all the stragglers and put them in there as well, because I don't want to put them back in to the wrapper, and we're gonna have a heavyweight session, as you should. Always have a heavyweight session for your first session. Really get to know the tea. Smell coming off the leaf is excellent. Let's whack these in. Oof, yeah. A lot of leaf there. All right, everybody. The Love Struck Rascal, Bandong Gushu Sheng PuErh 2022. Our last Sheng 2022 release of this year. I think I'm right in saying. Here we go. Ooh. A great combination of creamy and deep, but then I've got brightness as well. So let's go with the creamy and deep first. Surprisingly, I'm getting chocolate milk. Wasn't expecting that. So yeah, custard, no, chocolate milk. Chocolate milk. A little bit of fruit going on there as well. Come on, focus, son. I want to say maybe like strawberry. Chocolate milk, strawberry jam. There is some custard. There's some custard, and there's some brown treacly bread, like a very molasses heavy bread. But there's also minerals as well going on here. Like hot rocks. And actually, saunas, not that I really have many saunas in my life, but you know, that smell when you walk into a sauna, like hot rocks and sort of wet wood, hot rocks and wet wood that comes from that steam. So it's got that sauna smell. So sauna smell, strawberry jam, chocolate milk. What else did I say? I can't remember. Oh, brown breads and custard. So imagine having like a sort of very indulgent little picnic in a sauna. Okay, let's give her a rinse. Bump the temperature up a little bit when I go up to about 95 degrees. With these teas, I recommend that you start at like 95 for raw PuErh, and if you feel like you want to get more out of them, or you feel like they need to be pushed a little bit more, then you can bump it up to boiling point. But I find that 95, managed to catch it, is the sweet spot. All right, let's pour it into our Gongda Bay. Let's do this properly and warm up the cup as well. It's a cold day here in London, so I want to make sure that everything is warm. Okay, let's have a sniff. Strawberry jam's coming through big time. Oh, but there's so much happening here. The wet wood is there as well. The hot rocks have become, strangely, because I've hydrated it, but they smell like drier, like hot pavements, you know, on a hot summer's day, the sort of hot pavements. I'm getting the strawberry jam combined with the bread that I had before is reminding me of very classic English steamed puddings, steamed sponge desserts with strawberry jam, like strawberry steamed sponge. And I'm getting a stone fruit as well. I'm going to say apricot, but concentrated apricot, like apricot nectar. So very, very strong and more tang to the apricot than you would from a fresh apricot. You know, if you press it and you concentrate it, it tends to bring out a little bit more of that tang and sweetness. So I'm getting apricot. I'm also getting those chewy sweets, chews, creamy. I always call them taffy. I don't know if that's true, but like the sort of creamier fruit sweets like Starburst and things like that. Okay, so smelling delightful. Smelling really, really delightful. Here we go. Let's pour the rinse over the elephant. Put the elephant in position number 1. Oh, taking that leaf back. And here we go. Time to brew. Normally I would be leaving everything on the tray, by the way. I only put things to the side because I'm conscious of that camera, making sure it's not being cluttered by too many things that are going to make its focus go a bit crazy. Right, as I said, I don't want it to be too hot. It's at 99, so as always, you got to figure out ways to cool down the temperature, and that will probably do the job. I will recommend starting at around 25 seconds for the brew. Normally I go a bit longer than that in my videos, but I'm going to try to be accurate here because that's a fair amount of leaf there. Very excited. So this was pressed a bit late, a bit later than sort of our other tea cakes. That might contribute to the slightly darker color. I'm not sure, though you'd expect it to be darkening because of the steam that's been added to the tea when it's pressed, so that doesn't really stand to reason. But it does definitely have a slightly darker look to it. But then, yeah, it is towards the end of the year, so the color of the liquor is like a straw gold color. Drinking out of this foxglove cup, this Jingdezhen cup. This is going to be hot, so I'm going to let it cool for a little bit. Just quickly stick my nose in these leaves again. Oh, a little bit of magnolia flower as well. Contrasts and balance, bridging between creamy, warm, and fruity and mineral. So far, this is exactly what you would want from a Mengku tea. If you tried Potion Scholar before, it's got this unique balance of sort of herbal sweets, herbal sweetness in and amongst a very distinct rock minerality and creams and smooth drinking. So easy drinking, but potent. Oh, okay. Cheers, everybody. Texture, first infusion is always going to be a little bit lighter. I would class it as medium thick. Expect it to go to medium thick to thick as we roll through the infusions. It is sweet. It is a sweet, sweet tea. Right. Thankfully, I am continuing to get that steamed bun, steamed pudding sponge that I was talking about on the nose wet leaf. And that is very reminiscent of the smell of those. I can't remember what they're called. I just call them lotus seed buns, but they tend to have like a pink coloring on them. So I'm getting a lot of steamed sweet breads. I'm getting that lotus seed paste in there, so a little bit nutty, but not moving into almonds and hazelnuts and things like that. It is a lighter, it's a lighter sort of version of that sort of nuttiness, grain nuttiness, if you will. I'm getting that bamboo, the steamed sauna wood that we were talking about before is really translated into that steamed bamboo basket that you have with dim sum. So thankfully the bamboo is there. We picked up before this green bamboo sappiness. Currently not in there, but let's see how it develops. It's all about that steamed breadiness. I am getting the notes I was talking about before. Sauna stones, wet woods, mineral. The mineral now, just a few sips and it's there. And the lovely thing about Mengku teas is they tend to have this distinct rock minerality character to them. And that can lead to a bitterness, which is very, most of the times with Mengku, and hopefully with this one, is very quick transforming, very sort of elusive. It comes and goes, and it's your first signal that this is going to be a more potent tea. But I don't want to jump ahead. Let's see. So, on the one hand, it's very easy drinking. Lots and lots of lovely, easy, sweet things like the lotus seed paste and the steamed sweet buns and the bamboo. But on the other hand, already in my stomach, you get the sense of a chachi which needs to be respected. Let's just put it that way. Okay, more taste. Oh, it has a laundry quality to it. Fresh laundry. Very, very refreshing. Very clean. And in the mouth, it has, it leaves me with a very refreshing, clean, sweet finish, which we'll try to dive in a little bit more as we have more layers of tea hitting our tongue, my tongue and throat. At the moment, it's very steamy. So steamed buns, steamed clothes, fresh laundry. Slightly in the, I don't want to say this in a way that might, sound negative, but in a slightly soapy way. You know how soaps have that the sort of classic flowery but fresh and clean smell? It sort of has that going on as well. Again, temperature went too high, but it's okay. I am gonna stake a claim here that this is gonna be a potent tea because I can feel it in my stomach and I can feel it in perspiration. This is infusion 2. Exciting. Always good when you get those feelings with the first infusion. Right. It's got a creamy quality to it that seems to reveal itself after you've swallowed and allowed it some time to settle. Color is gorgeous. Here we go. Let's see if it's thickened up. Yes, it has. I would still class it as medium thick. Okay. Oh, wow. So it's given me that fleeting, just running transition from like warm. I'm getting some cookies, like oat cookies, really warm and toasty, again in that grain sweetness but with the warmth of the bake. So oat cookies, I'm getting those steamed buns and that bamboo, but then it moves into this mineral, like, whoa, it's gonna come, and then it stays as a zingy, tingly sensation, but moves to freshness and floweriness, and I'm getting that soapiness, and now I am starting to pick up a sappy quality to it. Maybe not green bamboo, maybe closer to succulents like aloe vera. So the herbal, the green, but in the sappy territory. I'm getting sort of plant-like sweetness as well in there. So the finish in my mouth is sweet, like soapy flowers, but also sweet like a little bit of I don't know, plant sweetness like stevia. Oh. That creamy quality, I'm trying to put my finger on that, because there is, after you swallow, so you get the full journey from the warmth of the cookies and the buns through the wet woods into the mineral. Ooh, is it too bitter? No, it's not. It disappears instantly, leaves you with that stevia sweetness and flowery, fresh, laundry soapiness. But then there's a next wave, which is it's going to come to me. A little bit tropical creaminess. So we talked about the apricot, that's still there, but it's also, see, I'm not going to get there until after I've swallowed and given it some time, so I don't know why I tasted it again, because when you taste it, it gets sort of like the journey starts again. And what a journey. Let it settle. I want to say tropical fruits like mangosteen, but I think that that's a bit too perfumed. Maybe more in the guava. We'll say guava. Guava, pineapple-esque fruitiness. And then this creaminess. And the creaminess it's not dairy creaminess, but it's not like a soya creaminess or an oat creaminess either. Oh, I know what it is. It reminds me distinctly of if you take a young coconut and you drink the juice, but not the juice, scraping that jellied white flesh. That is the smell, the taste that's left in my mouth. A combination of a sort of a flowery, soapy, sweet freshness and some sprinkling of pineapple, guava, and then this coconut, young coconut flesh. So, the cover is not too far off. We've got the steamed buns. We've got the bamboo, which may be more aloe. We've got this cute little Japanese squirrel, Rascal, can't resist, wants that bun, is in love with that bun. I'm not sure if the buns are being left out to cool a little bit and it can't wait, but it looks like the temptation is going to get too much for the love-struck Rascal. Smell of the empty Gongdao Bay. Coconut. That young green coconut smell is there as well, and that translates to a yogurt. Yeah, it's if you've ever had coconut yogurt, like green coconut yogurt, but it's fruitier than that. I would say it's more like apricot yogurt. Apricot yogurt plus a bit of that minerality as well. Let's look at the leaves after 2 infusions. There you go. Another infusion. Ah, loving this feel in my mouth that is so distinct of like high quality PuErhs, and especially from Mengku area. So it's that expression of smooth, easy drinking. This is a very, very easy drinking tea, very quaffable. It has a lot of that sort of, you know, you could definitely present this to anybody who's interested in tasting raw PuErh. It's not a challenging tea, but it's got so much complexity and so much of a journey. And now a lot of juiciness is coming out. And it has a bite to it, not in terms of bitterness, but in terms of potency in minerality that I think sort of will creep up on you, surprise you a little bit. Third infusion. Move my little elephant over here. Cheers. It's what I love about Mengku. Smooth, easy drinking, potent, mineral, complex. Lots going on. Bags and bags of flavor. Okay. Let's roll through some infusions. I think that I need about 2 or 3 more infusions and I'll be able to give you a pretty good judge on the Rascal's body sensation. Infusion number 6. This tea is a Rascal. This tea is absolutely a Rascal. This is infusion number 6. And the cover is great because it's so sweet, so innocent, so easy drinking, and yet cheeky tea. This one has a body sensation to it that I think will take a few people by surprise because it tastes so sweet. The taste, apricots. As you brew into it, get more of those herbal sweetness and like fresh sappy quality. The warmth still remains, the oat cookies, the steamed buns still remain, but they sort of diminish slightly as you move through the infusions, and then you're given this sort of sweet, sappy quality and like fruity quality coming through. The coconut is still there. All of those elements are still there. They're just sort of moving around a little bit in terms of their prominence. But the body sensation, I love it. Just enough energy to give you a sense of excitability and rapture and, it gives me that. But also a little floaty feeling as well. It's not all energy. It gives me the floaty sort of love-struck, loved up quality to it as well. It's a cheeky little number. A cheeky PuErh. What a little Rascal. Oh, such a great tea. Very, very happy with this unveiling, unboxing, tasting. I can't wait for Celine to try this. She's going to absolutely go crazy for it. The Love Struck Rascal. Let me just show you the cover here one last time.
Here you go. Bangdong Village. Definitely going to be hunting around Bangdong a lot more in future years. Bangdong Village, Mengku, Linsang, 2022. Spring, Gushu, PuErh. The Love Struck Rascal, definitely one for your consideration. And for those wilder tea sessions. That's it, tea heads. Check out other videos, taste our teas wherever you are in the world by browsing mayleaf.com, and come visit us if you're ever in London. Other than that, I'm Don from Mayleaf. Thank you for being a part of the revelation of true tea. Stay away from those tea bags. Keep drinking the cheeky stuff and spread the word, because nobody deserves bad tea. See ya.